You don't want to do the intro?
What do I say? I forget. Should we do it together and say it at the same time?
No, we should not do it together at the same time.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a special video today because we are going to talk about tips for bringing your wife and or spouse backpacking. I will say that a lot of these tips, we're calling this tips for bringing your wife backpacking, but they're really not gender specific. So all you wives out there want to drag your husbands out backpacking, utilize these tips. Or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, going backpacking with a significant other or spouse can be a pretty special experience, or it can be a pretty terrible experience.
Hopefully not.
But we've done enough together, and we kind of sat down and thought about, okay, what are some tips if you want to bring your wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend out backpacking? What are some tips to make them have a better experience, and hopefully you can share your love of the outdoors for each other. So what are your thoughts?
Well, my first thought was to just communicate up front.
They're always about communicating.
Yes, exactly. About, just so you understand where you're going, what it's going to be like, what the route is, how long. Yeah,
so piggybacking on that is you want to have the right setting for the first time you do this. Don't go somewhere that's super hilly. Don't go somewhere that has a ton of bugs. Don't go somewhere where you're doing super high mileage. Try and go somewhere that's pretty, that has good access to water, and that is gonna be easy. Because if this is their first time backpacking, you don't want to just have them start slamming, 5,000 feet climbs. Also, in terms of going somewhere that geographically and the terrain is easy, go at a slow pace. Let them pick the pace. If they want to walk slow, let them walk slow. You don't have to go out there and crush miles their first time going out there. They're probably not going to like that. So I would let them dictate the pace, and kind of let them lead and get a feel for that. Just kind of make it easy and less stressful in terms of the setting.
Yeah, you just want to get a flavor of the overall experience of backpacking, camping together. Not go too extreme on your first one, or you might be miserable and you might not go again.
And if your wife is miserable, you will probably be miserable as well. Maybe consider going car camping for your first time. If they've never been outside, car camping is a good way to just get their feet wet with, just sleeping not in a house. So maybe consider going car camping. Car camping is always fun and it's easier and you can bring more stuff, and that might be a good segue into backpacking if they just love the outdoors.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, the fear of going camping and leaving civilization can be alleviated by having the option of the car there, so that if you get scared for some reason, you at least know in your mind, okay, we're not stranded in the middle of the woods. Without
you won't die.
Yeah, you won't die. So you have that comfort there.
Another little thought is, we're both hammock campers and we love hammock camping, but you might want to just go for a tent when you're going out there with your significant other. You'll have the ability to sleep together, and then you can even be more romantic and get a double sleeping bag. Those exist. But consider a tent. I wouldn't say throw him or her in a hammock the first night.
It might be a little scary. We started in a tent.
And then transitioned to hammocks, and we had this romantic idea of getting a double hammock or something like that, but we don't do that.
You spend the time together backpacking and at the campsite, and then when it's time to go to sleep, it's kind of nice to have a little.
All right, you're on those trees.
I always want to be super close, on the same middle tree, but it doesn't always work out that way with the trees. So
continuing with this theme of comfort, the first time you go out there, bring real food. Don't bring dehydrated or don't bring freeze-dried stuff. You should go out for one night. I wouldn't do 2 nights. Go out for one night and bring real food. Bring your favorite adult beverage if you want to. Murray, stop, Murray. Kill Murray. Murray, you're ruining shots, Murray.
I do like the breakfast skillet if we were to bring anything freeze-dried.
Who doesn't like breakfast skillet? Also bring, I would bring like some sweets, a dessert, something like that. So bring some comforty foods that are fresh and you don't have to just add water. I mean, burgers, hot dogs, anything like that, sandwiches. S'mores. Bring comfort food that is fun and save the dehydrated and freeze-dried stuff for the multi-day trips. I would say bring like good home style comfort food just to make them as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, I mean, if you do go on a decent hike, you want to have like a fun meal to look forward to when you get to camp.
You know, we are always in this mindset of keep your weight down, bring as little as possible, but when you're bringing your wife or husband backpacking the first time, let them bring whatever they want. Don't worry about the pack weight, and then if you're the one that's used to backpacking, you know, carry as much of the community items as you can. So the first time we went backpacking, I carried the tent, I carried the stove system, I carried the water filter. Just carry as much as you can to take the burden off of them. And you know, if they want to bring a nail file, let them bring a nail file. If they want to bring extra clothes, let them bring extra clothes. Just bring as much comfortable stuff as possible. Going backpacking is, in essence, an uncomfortable thing to do. That's, you know, why we like doing it. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's not comfortable to go out in the woods with nothing but what's on your pack. So if they can bring as many items that make them comfortable, that's probably going to end up being a good idea.
Nobody likes being cold, so if it means just bringing an extra, you know, sweatshirt or shirt, I'd rather do that than be miserable and cold. So I usually overpack in the clothes department than what Kevin would normally bring.
And if your wife is cold, you will hear about it.
You will
know how cold they are.
I guess piggybacking on that, in terms of comforting items that Kevin would probably not bring himself or think to maybe tell me to bring, or I just, you know, you want to feel clean. I feel like you feel better.
Yeah, that's a good
you
point.
Feel clean. So bring hand sanitizer, you know, wet wipes. If you want to bring toilet paper, I honestly don't normally, but that may be one thing you want to bring that you feel more comfortable with.
If you're going for one night, you probably won't have to take a dump in the woods, so we don't have to worry about that right now, hopefully.
Women may want it, not
yeah.
Okay. Number one.
Additionally, when we're talking about comfort, bring a chair. Bring a chair. You don't want your wife sitting on some cold ground up against some wet tree while they're out there.
Yeah. That is an essential. It's worth the investment to get your own chair if you're going along, for sure.
Also, make a fire. I think that's a small thing you can do. Everyone likes good campfire. At the very least, it'll make people warm, but it's kind of a homey thing that is just, it sets a good setting. When we're talking about, you know, the setting is really important for the first time they go out. Make a fire, get your camp chair, get your s'mores, cozy up there. Mm-hmm. Also, another little thing that we'd recommend doing is take a bunch of pictures. There are two different kinds of experiences in life. There are things that are really, really fun while you do them, like a roller coaster, but afterwards you're like, I'm not gonna remember that. And then backpacking is things that it might not be really fun while you do it, but when you think back on doing it, it's a really good memory and it's really fun when you think back on it. So take a lot of pictures. It's at least a good memory.
I like to take a before and an after picture.
She loves the before and the
all
after.
Clean, and then afterwards when you're gross and sweaty.
Dirty.
Yeah.
So in summary, tips for bringing your wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend out backpacking for the first time. Make sure you pick the right place to go that's not terribly challenging, that maybe is pretty, has good weather, no bugs. Let them dictate the pace, and then try and make everything as comfortable as possible. If that's getting a big tent with a good air mattress, bringing a chair, bringing extra clothes, bringing good food, bringing an adult beverage, just make the whole experience as comfortable as possible and talk with them about, you know, what will make them the most comfortable when they're out in the woods for the first time. Anything else? Do you
covered it.
Do you love backpacking with your husband?
I do. I like getting outdoors. I've always liked that, but it's a different...
What's your favorite part of backpacking with me? Listen to that pause. She still hasn't
Sitting by
said
the
anything.
fire,
That has nothing to do
meals.
with me.
No, it's sitting with you, not sitting alone at a fire.
Okay, that's your favorite thing about backpacking with me? Sitting by a fire?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it.
Having the quiet outdoors together.
And it can be a very fun and special experience when you share it with someone like that. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you can drag your wife or husband out with you after watching this and get them to enjoy the outdoors. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you all in the next one.